Alright guys, Wyatt here. So what we're going to go through this Wednesday is we're going to learn how to create a couple different types of methods. We're going to learn how to access those methods from other classes. We're going to learn how to create objects, and we're going to learn how to use objects. So to do that, I got a little game in mind, and it's going to be a basketball game to see who's the first one to make 10 shots. So the first class we're going to create will be called shot. And in here, what we're going to say is we're going to create our first instance variable. We'll make it a private so it's only accessible from this class. We're going to make it a %. So it's going to be a double called %. And what that's going to be is the % chance they have of making the shot. So to do that, we're going to create a method, and we're going to call it shot in the shot class. And what we want public, it's got to be what type of type double as well. And this is just saying we need a return statement. So what we want it to do is we want it to return us a percentage, right? So what we're going to say is a % is going to be anything between 1 and 100. All right, so to do that, what we need to do is we need to call math, the random function that's given to random method that's given to us by Java. And because we want it anything between 1 and 100, what this here will do for us as of now, we'll create anything between 0 and 1. So we'll multiply that times 100. And then what we're going to do is add 1. So now I'll have anything between 1 and 100. And then what we're going to return from here is we're going to say return the %. All right. Compiles, no errors. That's a good start. All right, so what we're going to do next is we're going to say create a class called takeShot that calls the shot method we just created in the shot class. All right, and we're going to be printing stuff out here. So what we're also going to need to do is say public static void main string args. We're not going to go into detail about what all that is right now, but just know that if you want to print stuff out, if you want your code to run properly when you're looking for an output, you got to have that in there. All right, so enter take shot. Why are we taking shots? We're trying to get a target. So we'll say an integer target value is set to 10. First one to make 10 shots wins. All right. From that, what we're going to say is, let's go ahead and create the shot objects. So here from the shot class, so we're creating a object called shot1 of type object. To do that, we're creating a new shot. All right, this is saying, this is going to say new object called shot1 of type shot. So notice we use the capital S, which refers to the class right here. If we use a lowercase s, it's going to create us it's going to be calling the method. All right, and that's what we're going to do here in a minute. So we want 2 shots. I mean, honestly, we don't really even need 2 shots, but we'll do it anyway. All right, it's going to do the same thing. All right, and it's going to be 2 people going head to head. So we'll say integer player 1 score equals 0 to start. Integer player 2 score also is going to equal 0 to start. All right. So what we're going to want to do in a second is we're going to be taking some shots. Not that kind, calm down. And to do that, we'll say it's going to be player 1 shot and a double player 2 shot. All right. So now we have most of the variables created. It's in Logan's room. So now that we have all of the instance variables created as well as the objects we're going to be creating and using set up for us, let's go ahead and get started here. So we're going to create a while loop. So while player 1 score is less than or equal to the target, and player 2 score is less than or equal to the target, what are we gonna do? Well, these guys are gonna be hooping. So what we're gonna do is, so what's player 1 shot equals shot 1, that object calling that method. All right, so this is going to give us an integer, which is, or this is going to give us a double right here, because if we remember, we declared return % to be a double, and that's what it's going to be giving us. So that value is going to be coming out as player 1 shot. So we're going to say, as long as these guys hit, they're 50% shooters, let's say. So anything over 50 is a basket. So if player 1 shot is greater than or equal to 50, we'll give them, no, not give them the benefit of the doubt. If player 1 shot is greater than or equal to 50, what we're gonna do is say player 1 shot plus plus. So it's gonna increment by 1. All right. So we're gonna do the same thing. Here we'll say player 2 shot equals shot number 2 dot shot. If player 2 shot is greater than or equal to 50, let's do the same thing. We're gonna close that guy off, go right here, say player 2, increment them. All right, so this is gonna happen. These guys are gonna get as many shots as it takes to get up to 10. Once they get up to 10, it's gonna equal 10. This while loop is gonna break, and then what we're gonna say is if player 1 score is greater than player 2 score, we're gonna go system.out.println player 1 wins. We'll say player 1 wins by let's give a number, player 1's score minus player 2 score. All All right. And you know, we know that because these guys are objects, it's going to just decrement. It's not just going to add this one. All right, we don't need that. So else if player 2 score is greater than player 1 score, we're going to say, yeah, let's just go ahead and do this. System.out, I'd like them to be line. System.out dot print line player 2 wins by player 2 minus player 1. Now, however, they could be equal. So else system out dot print line tie game, folks. We can just say something like that. All right. So that right there is how you create a little basketball game, creating objects, understanding how different types work, using instance variables, and let's get it to run real quick. Compile that bad boy, no syntax errors at least. Take shot, void main, let's see. Well, usually that's not a good sign. Sometimes this stuff is just hiding too. Sometimes it just doesn't print out. Your program's already running, you cannot start an execution. Alright, so let's see here. Must be stuck, see. Alright, so well, player 1 score is less than 10 and player 2 score is less than 10. Okay, so we don't have it saving its variable, I don't think. Player 1 shot. Oh, okay, so this is what we have going on wrong. So this is supposed to say player 1 scores needs to increment. Player 2 score needs to increment. All right. What we might have to do real quick is make sure we copy that guy because we might have to force quit all this. Oh man, Blue Jay's not liking me. All right, let's just quit it real quick. Open that bad boy back up. Yeah. That'll get you right there. All right, new class, take shot. Let's see, what are we? Compile that bad boy. Now, hopefully it should run. Player wins by 2. Nice. I always want to be first. If you're not first, you're last. Ricky Bobby.